do this thing today, right?
Yep. So, I would like to call this meeting to order. We are opening the Thursday, May 28th, 2015 regular board meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District. And so in that process, Metro Cable, well, let's open with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm going to ask Director Monk to lead us with that.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Director. The open session meeting is videotaped for cablecast on Metro Cable 14, replayed on Saturday, May 30th, 2015 at 1 p.m. and Monday, June 1st, 2015 at 6 p.m. on Channel 14. Webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. The open session meetings are also available for viewing on the district's website at www.metrofire.ca.gov. Public opportunities for discussion and matters of public interest within the jurisdiction, including items on or not on the agenda, are provided. Madam Secretary, Clerk, do we have any speakers this evening?
Yes, there's one speaker, Mr. Roger Mitchell.
Board Chairperson, board members, Chief, my name is Roger Mitchell, longtime resident and retired officer from this district. First, let me tell you, I'm sorry that I haven't been here for the last 3 or 4 months. I think most of you see me quite often in the meetings, and I've had to deal with family issues, so I apologize for not being here. We will try to be here a little more often. That being said, I also stand here tonight to thank some members of this district. We had a small, what I would consider a small problem in front of old Station 111. And I made some phone calls and was unable to abate the problem on my own. So I called Director Monk and told him of the problem and told him what I needed. And he said, well, instead of doing that, why don't you call Melissa, the secretary of the board? So I did that, and I explained the problem and the phone number I was looking for, and she said, Roger, I think we can cure that a different way. She says, I will call Chief Daniels. He's dealing with the same type of problem in another area. I said, thank you. So a couple days later, which was this past Wednesday, was a work day for our restoration crew. And we were there for about 15 minutes, and lo and behold, 4 or 5 people showed up that shall remain nameless and said, we're here to help cure the problem. And in 15 minutes, the problem was cured. And about 15 minutes after that, Engine 111 showed up. And they said, Chief Daniels has told us to come. They've told us to cure this problem, and here's what we're supposed to do. And so I explained that it had been cured, and we had a good conversation. But in telling you that story, without a lot of details, I would like to thank Director Gary Monk, Board Clerk Melissa Pinella, Deputy Chief Daniels, and the Engine 111 crew that were on duty this past, and if any directors or the chief would certainly like details of what I was speaking, I'd be more than happy to provide those details. So if there's any other questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And even though we don't know the details of what those problems were, we're not at all surprised by the nature of the response we got from Metro Fire's folks. Moving then to the consent items, the action summary of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move consent item of action summary
I have a
minutes.
motion.
Second.
Have a second. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Director Monk,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Jones,
Aye.
Barnes,
Aye.
and Orzali.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Moving then to the presentation item for the Fill the Boot and Burns for the Chiefs Challenge. We have a speaker for that. Thank you.
I am on. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and fellow members of the board, Chief Wells. I'm Jim Doucette. I'm the Executive Director of the Firefighters Burn Institute. This is Chief Mike Daw, who's on my advisory board, Captain Mike Fye from Sacramento City Fire, who's on the advisory board, and Chief Forrest Rao, that's also on the advisory board. This past February, we had our big boot drive out at Sunrise Mall. And I'm happy to say that we raised almost $130,000 on that weekend. It was one of the biggest fundraisers we've ever had out there. And to be honest with you, we could not have done it without the help of all of you and your fire department. So with that being said, thank you so much. Chief Wells is the winner of our annual Chief Challenge. And if you look at the trophy up here, you'll see that pretty much every single year it's been the fire chief from Sac Metro. I will say that he's going to get some better competition in the future because the chief from Consumnes Fire and Sacramento City Fire are taking a little bit more active role in the challenge. But maybe, you know, however you did it, do it again next year because we could always use the money. So with that being said, we have a plaque for the chief and the perpetual trophy. The chief raised just under $3,000 during the Chief's Challenge, which is only an hour-long time when he's out on the street filling the boot. So, Chief, if you wouldn't mind coming down here and do a little photo op. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for what you do for not only us year-round and with the Firefighters Burn Institute, but that one weekend event is our largest fundraiser, and we really need your help, and we really, truly appreciate everything. I'm going to leave the trophy up here for you, Chief, so you could take it when the meeting's over. I do have one more small presentation, and the guy standing behind me that probably doesn't know we're going to do this for him. But I think he's figured it out now because he saw his son here and he brought his wife. So, Chief Mike Daw has been a big part of our charity for a very long time, and I believe he was one of the original basket sitters with Chief Rao. We honored Forrest here last year for his time that he spent up in the basket at our boot drive. I think Mike, you started on the second. Yeah, he won't tell you. He started our second. It's been well over 20 years ago. He was in the second year of our boot drive, and he's been to almost every single one of them. But obviously he's getting older like myself, and he just can't do it anymore. And we have two young firefighters that have taken over as our basket sitters. One of them is yours, Tyler Kraft, and then Ryan Gardner from Sacramento, two young guys that will really work hard. But we just wanted to give this Fire Axe plaque to Mike for all the work he's done, and he does so much more for us than just the boot drive. We started a new program about 5 years ago. It's called the Liaison Response Team, and whenever we have a firefighter from anywhere that gets admitted into our burn unit, we go there and become help to the fire department, to the family, and to the hospital. Mike and Forrest and Mike Fye, they're the three guys that I could count on more than anybody else. And they give it themselves, they come on their own time, and then the department allows them to come to the hospital if need be when we get somebody in the hospital. And unfortunately, it happens a lot. So with that being said, Mike, thank you so much for all the work you've done. You're not getting out of the boot drive. You're still going to be a big part of it. You just don't have to spend the whole weekend up in the basket. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Doucette. Congratulations, Chief, on once again strong-arming your staff.
I'd like to just say is I It's very nice that you thank us, but Jim, thank you. You guys are phenomenal, what you do for the fire service, and I absolutely appreciate your efforts. It's actually fun for us to go out and help with this endeavor, and the other 364 days you're out there day in, day out, so thank you.
So moving then into action items and directors, I would call your attention to we have tabled this item, and there will be some information coming out to you about the reposting of this item on the next board agenda. Specifically, the instruction will be coming out. We'll be talking to you about developing the process by which these individuals are nominated at the board. So moving then, we're going to go into reports, and at that period of time, then we'll go into closed session, and everybody else can go home. So, President's report. President is not here this evening, so let's move to the Fire Chief's report. Chief Wells.
Well, good evening, directors. I'll try to pound through my 2 or 3 pages here pretty quickly. Been another busy, active couple weeks. We're actively involved in the Urban Area Working Group, and we're talking about the State Homeland Security grant money and some issues about that and allocating some of those funds at the end of the year. We have more meetings on that coming up next week on the we had one on the 21st, and we have one coming up next week. A large number of the command staff and Director Orzali, we were all at the Citrus Heights Police Activities League on the 16th of May. It was actually a great fundraiser for the Citrus Heights Police Department. Got the opportunity to watch a lot of Citrus Heights' finest do a dance skit for us, which was fascinating and terrifying all at the same time. And we all agreed that if they challenge us to that, we will probably forfeit. The only thing we'll walk away from, probably. We've had Rusty Dupre and Larry Davis attending the CSDA Legislative Days last week down at the Capitol. I, of course, was on the KFBK morning segment on the 21st, and that occurs every third week, and it'll happen again in June on the 18th. I also attended the Public Safety Assembly Budget Subcommittee hearing in support of Cal OES in regards to our hazmat by rail issues that are going on. More work to go, and it's moving up the chain at the Capitol. The Regional Communications Center had their graduation and a promotion ceremony. Myself and Chief Daniels attended that last week, and I'm proud to say that one of our own, Mark Jones, who is our purchasing manager, his son is one of the brand new dispatchers, so keeping it all in the family over there, which is great. Yesterday, myself, Amanda Thomas, and Chief Holbrook and myself with our consultant Ken Marzion, we actually had the opportunity to sit down with the CalPERS executive team and in a group meeting with SMUD, Consumnes, Galt, Folsom, and us, and we sat down and we talked about some of the pertinent issues in a stakeholder meeting that they are doing through CalPERS to find out what some of our issues are and to open up dialogue and some concerns. So we are appreciative of their time. Literally, the top of the food chain from CalPERS is reaching out to every single member, or 50 of them in the region, and so we appreciated their time yesterday. And of course, yesterday we were out at Station 23 for the ceremony of placing new Truck 23 into service. Mayor Sue Frost, Vice Mayor Jeannie Bruns, and Councilmember Jeff Slowey were there from the city of Citrus Heights, along with a large contingent of Metro senior staff. And I'd like to thank Chief Ellis and, of course, Captain Idem, do a fantastic job organizing that. We have another town hall meeting coming at the end of August, more to follow in several meetings between now and then. We have an Antelope Summerfest happening this Saturday from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Antelope Community Park. There will be sidewalk CPR and water safety instruction, a static display with an engine and a medic, and approximately 1,500 people will be expected to attend that event out in Antelope. We have on the 10th of June the Rancho Cordova 2x2 meeting that'll be held from 2 to 3 p.m., and I'm assuming that's here in this building. More to follow on that. Save the date for 15-1, Metro Fire's Fire Academy graduation. That'll be on the 12th of June at the Citrus Heights Community Center at 6 p.m. I will say publicly, unfortunately, I'm actually not going to be able to attend that. I'm going to be at my daughter's graduation from college in the Bay Area, so I would not miss that for the world, but I'll address the recruits earlier in the week. The Firefighters Pacific Burn Institute, the 4th Annual Tropical Affair Gala is happening on the 27th of June at Shriners Hospital at 6 p.m. And that particular fundraiser goes directly to the education of burn doctors and nurses. It funds the annual kids camp and provides prevention information to the public, and it assists with their new scald prevention program. So a great public event to go to. A reminder about the USGA Senior Open. That's again on June 22nd through the 28th at Del Paso Country Club. Had a very good meeting out there the other day on an operation planning with Chief Bridge, Assistant Chief Bridge doing a great job there. Fire camp is going from July 7th through the 10th. And I would like to congratulate the 14 single-role paramedics who were successful in the oral interview process for firefighter paramedic. And they'll be eligible to participate in the next fire academy, which is scheduled for August of 2015. So that'll conclude my report, unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Chief. And Chief Taylor.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Board of Directors, Chief Wells, Darren Taylor, Deputy Chief Operations for Metro Fire. Tonight, I'll give you your operations report from our last board meeting, which Chief Bridge gave you that. I'm actually going to make it quick, kind of go in line with the rest of the board meeting. So we're going to skip the numbers tonight and just talk about some of the things that happened. On Wednesday, the 20th, in cooperation with CAL FIRE and our regional partners, Consumnes, Sacramento Fire, Folsom, and West Sac, and I think I said everybody, we actually transitioned into wildfire season. So our organization is ready and prepared to move into this 4th year of a drought, and by that we're also conducting our annual wildland service training that's going on, which we reported on now for the last couple board meetings. I want to say thank you to Captain Item for setting up the press conference that was held. It's the first time in this region that at least I know of in the 28 years that we actually all did it collectively together on the same day in the transition of it. So that went very well, and thank you to Director Jones, who stood in the audience and kind of watched how that went on. As Chief Wells stated, we did put Truck 23 into service yesterday. The unique thing about that, again, because we're continuing to do all these first, the actual Mayor Frost, actually pressed the button of the portable of Chief Ellis's and actually put the truck into service by going onto the radio and got fire dispatch on the radio and said she would like to put Truck 23 into service on behalf of the City of Citrus Heights and Metro Fire. So that was very unique. It's something I will definitely remember because I've never seen that done before. Also today, we wrapped up a control burn that happened out in the Alberta Rio Linda area, and it was on the north side of Q Street, and it was in partnership with County Parks, Air Quality, and the Ag Department, and it was basically to reduce the fire threat by burning off about 30 acres. And the unique thing about this is Chief Wells stated that we have a graduation coming up. Our recruits who are in the academy right now, 25 of them who are expected to hopefully graduate on the coming up on the 12th. They actually got to be out there today and do live fire burning, and that's very rare that we actually get to do live fire for our recruits. So we were very thankful with the cooperation with Captain Vestal and the Air Quality to allow that to happen. Chief Wells stated that we do have the graduation coming up on June 5th, and we will literally move right into on June 15th the start of our single role academy. So they'll start their process, and that will go on. And then we also wrapped up today our captain's promotional exam. So hopefully by sometime tomorrow or early next week, we'll have our new captains list to start our promotional process from that. That'll end my report unless there's any questions.
I got a quick question.
Yes, Director
When the
Kelly.
chief gave his report, he said the academy graduation was the 12th.
Yes, sir.
It is the 12th.
Yes, sir. June 12th at Citrus Heights at 6 p.m.
All right. And then the single role program starts in August,
June 15th.
June 15th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And just for a point of clarification on that, we do literally back to back to back because we have to have the single role academy so that when our folks go into the firefighter academy, their replacements are ready to go.
Gotcha.
If that makes
Okay.
sense.
And then, like always, I'd like to just say I appreciate the men and women that are out there every day and the job that they do representing this organization and you as our board of directors. So everyone have a nice night. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. General Counsel.
No report at this time.
Okay. And Firefighters Local 522.
Hi, good evening, John Barzil, Metro, or Sacramento Area Local 522. Only got one thing to just speak out on tonight, and I wanted to thank Chief Wells and staff. I was able to participate in the L280 class in the last 2 days, and I wanted to thank you for allowing all the employees that opportunity to go through that training. I think it was very beneficial and gives everybody a perspective of, where everybody's coming from. So it was a real good team building exercise, so thank you again. I'll take any questions if you have any questions.
John, could you give us a little overview of what was included in that class?
Basically, they go into the kind of the philosophy of managing and how to mitigate, conflict and stuff like that, and how to work as a team and communicate better through some exercises. To me, the funnest part, and I'm not a touchy-feely kind of guy, was today, where you have to rely on your team to go through these evolutions, and it was really good. So I encourage anybody that wants to participate in management to go through these courses. Are really good.
Thank you. Other questions?
Did you get to arrest the bad guy?
Thank you, John. Committee and delegates reports. The Executive Committee, Director Gould is not here. Our next meeting is to be scheduled. Communications Center, JPA, Chief Holbrook.
Chair, the Communication Center JPA met this past Tuesday in these chambers. We passed and approved the audited financial statements for the year, for the past fiscal year. I'm happy to tell you that it was a clean report. And additionally, we also passed a preliminary budget, a zero-line budget.
Great, thank you very much. The California Firefighters Rescue Training JPA with Director Kelly.
Mr. Chairman, the JPA has not met since I last reported out. A new meeting has not been scheduled, but once it is, I will inform the group.
Thank you. And Finance Committee with Director Mount.
Finance Committee, last meeting was canceled, and we don't have any information on the upcoming one, but if any of the directors have information or have subjects that they'd like the Finance Committee to look at, please let us know.
Thank you, Director. And item E, Policy Committee with Director Scheidegger, who is not with us this evening. So the board members' questions and comments, and we can begin with Director Mount.
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay, moving then to Director Kelly.
I'll pass.
Okay. Director Jones.
Thank you. I do want to say a couple things. One is looking forward to the Metro sponsoring of Fire Camp this year. And for information for those involved, I was able to put that out on our Next Door blog for several neighborhoods in my district and surrounding districts, and encourage anyone who has that email format with their neighborhood associations or their community groups. That's a good way to get a lot of word out on the very basic local level about Fire Camp, and hopefully we can get some appropriate and good participation and response. The second item is to say thank you to Chief Darren Taylor and staff for the wildland, I'd say, training demonstration that took place in the Parkway, as well as the PR and educational efforts for the controlled burns in the Parkway. I have been seeing a stream of emails. Some of were concerned with environmental situations, but those were immediately alleviated by more input by biologists and folks that we have on the ground working with us for these controlled burns. And that helps to add to the overall safety for the fire situation, especially in the American River Parkway. So I appreciate everyone's diligence and concern to try to maintain our recreational area as well as all the homes and communities surrounding that, to maintain a level of safety that is very challenging to achieve.
Thank you. And Director Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a couple things. I just want to say congratulations to everybody that participated in the Fill the Boot campaign. To hear $130,000 in this region raised over a weekend speaks volume of the support you have from the community. To drive from many areas of this community to one geographical location to donate and contribute to that speaks volumes of the level of support you have. Also thanking the personnel that volunteered for that, because that goes far and beyond. You're spending more time away from your families to do that. So again, thank you for that. The other thing is I have a dinner. Thank you to Madam Clerk for helping schedule this at Station 51 on June 4th, and I look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. And as for my own comments, I want to express my appreciation and congratulations to all of the people from Citrus Heights who participated in the fundraiser. It was a great event and quite successful. And of course, our thanks to Mayor Frost for her participation in the initiation of the new engine. Seeing no further items on the agenda, we will now adjourn into closed session, and we thank everybody for their time this evening. We're moving into closed session.